That goes to the net, and that'll be side out to Nokomis. I'm hearing my voice double, so perhaps you're hearing me on the air now as well.
Welcome to Nokomis Regional High. If you can hear us, we had a little bit of technical difficulties to start the game. It's currently 4-2, Hampden Academy.
Yes, this is Nathan Roach with you and Mia Coots on the airways of Nokomis Warrior Broadcasting here at the home of the Warriors. Hampden's Emma Shute with the serve. Nicely done. Blocked back over the net by Courtney Wheaton of Nokomis, and Nokomis ends up with the point and side out. Nokomis gets the serve.
Yes, so far, nothing extraordinary has happened. There's been a few serves into the net.
Well, there's a brilliant serve by Nokomis. Courtney Wheaton, number 15. Evening the score, 4-4. She got some power and some spin. Hampden using all three hits, but unable to return the ball over the net. Nokomis takes the lead for the first time, I believe, today. This is game one of a best of three game match. Point to Nokomis. Another beautiful serve. The bump goes backwards. Hampden works together, and they do return, but they find the empty spot in the middle of Nokomis' defense. Everybody plays offense and defense in this sport. However, there are front row and back row positions. Nice play by Nokomis, but Sierra Bagley just not able to have enough height on that ball. Talis Dupuis, number 25 for Hampden. Nice serve. It's got to go over. It's over, but out of bounds. So that's another point for Hampden, who are now ahead 7-6.
Volleyball is a fairly fast-paced game. It's best of three, and each game is to 25 points.
Exactly. And as we mentioned before, although we might not have been audible on air, it's rally scoring, so every serve results in a point for one team or the other. Good bump, and set directly over the net. And that fooled the Broncos, and it's side out to Nokomis. Nokomis is number 3, Rachel Cresswell with the serve. Going to the underhand serve. Good bump, second bump, and set over. Nokomis lost track of that. They could use some communication on the floor. Substitution now for Hampden. And the official waves on number 17, which is one of those alternate numbers on the roster. Charlie Chute. Another substitution, as is customary with competitive volleyball, where there are some specified and specialized positions. Position players can be subbed on and off. 9-9 with that side out earned by the Warriors. Mia Gilly with the serve. Left-handed. Nice Serve across the net. All 3 hits by Hampden. Oh, it lands on the line. That's inbounds, as signaled on the corner by one of our fill-in linesmen.
If I'm correct, I think that she plays for the Nokomis Varsity squad. I don't think they were able to get any line judges for tonight, so just had to borrow some varsity players.
Yes. That may be customary in high school volleyball. We're not sure, but we'll find out as this addended season goes on. Typically, in high schools in Maine, it's a fall sport, but was moved to the spring this year. Ball whacked into the net, and that's a side out to Nokomis. Addison Hall with a serve that doesn't quite make it. I believe it's potentially called a serving error. Number 1 to the opposite side, Brooklyn Fortin with a good serve. Bump, set, looking for the spike. That's over. Nicely done by the Warriors. Recovery by Hampden. Unable to get their 3rd hit back over. Some coaching by JV coach Sherry Dubé on the sideline. She's joined by Nokomis varsity coach Kate Myers there. And that serve goes out of bounds. Side out for the Broncos. Tessa Lemoyne will take this serve. Some cheering on her sideline by their coaches. The JV head coach is Betsy Trinkman, assistant coach Brittany Lehman, and volunteer coach Monica Ray. A serve by Julie Vance. I knew it in my head, but it wasn't making it out of my mouth. Julie Vance with that serve for Nokomis. Tied now, 13-13. And that serves short. The rules in volleyball do allow for a serve to tip the net and be played once it goes over. But if it's straight in the net, nothing doing. Substitution and just learning the ins and outs of the official game here. As Alexis Grignan comes on for the Warriors. Hampden making some substitutions here and some chit-chat on the sideline to get that sorted out. Here's number 32, perhaps about to serve once the official has this sorted out. Wearing the opposite color jersey, as you may have noticed if you've watched Olympic or college volleyball before. It's a position often referred to as the libero or libero, who can generally play any position. They're often a defensive specialist. The toss and the serve. Oh, bumped directly back. That's over the net and back and forth. Good hit. We've got a nice volley going on here. Over the blockers of Nokomis. And that goes directly over the net. Ooh. Miss hit with the left hand by Miranda Knapp, number 16 for the Broncos.
Probably one of the best volleys we've seen tonight. It actually went on instead of dying after just a few hits.
Yeah, that's when volleyball gets really exciting, is seeing both teams using all their hits and having it, just volley back and forth several times. Build up some of that suspense until you can hopefully get a nice spike for a kill. Oh, it was a nice swift serve, and I would call that an ace. Not really touched except by Hampden's foot, and certainly not returned. That serve by Courtney Wheaton, who goes again. Well returned. A beautiful spike from behind that 10-foot line, as the back row players must do. They're not allowed to cross that line in order to spike it, I guess. Yeah. Ace is the helpful hardware place. And also the serve that's not returned. Looks like it's a timeout. A minute for this timeout, with the Warriors leading by 4, 18-14.
Courtney Wheaton already has 3 aces, the only person for either squad to have one.
Mm-hmm.
It's an impressive stat line.
Yeah,
for the first game.
Clearly emerged as the star server here. Each team getting regrouped, pepped up on their own. It'll be great to see some of these matches, let's say this coming fall, with a house full of audience members. But I hope you're all cheering heartily from home. Another beautiful zinger of a serve that Tessa Lemoyne makes an attempt at, but goes out of bounds, and that's another point to the Warriors.
If I'm correct, that's also an ace because it was only touched once. And I think an ace can be if it's touched no times or only once. So, if so, that would be her 4th.
Awesome. Once again, she's in a groove rather than saying a rut, right? Usually, if you're not doing well, you're in a rut. But if you're doing well, you're in a groove.
Absolutely.
Nice bump. Great set. Coming for the spike, and that doesn't quite land. Another point for the Warriors. Woo! Another point.
Courtney Wheaton definitely getting the job done for the Warriors here in the last probably minute and a half, getting point after point for the Warriors.
Exactly. They just can't handle that serve right there.
She put so much power and so much spin behind it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, not a ton of arc to that. You can just see the speed that it's zooming over the net. Great slap sound as well. That hits the floor on the Broncos side, 24-14. This is game point for the Warriors. We're partly behind glass. I don't know if we should be hush-hush like in golf. I will right now. Hampden makes the return. Good effort by the Warriors. Better effort by the Broncos to stay in this game. They earn the side out, and they'll get the serve here. Alexis Grignan just trying to maintain that ball from out of bounds, as you are allowed to do, but just not able to make the play on it. See if the Warriors can get it back. Not yet. Talus Dupuis with the serve. Ooh. The opposite number 15 seems to also be a good server. Or no, except that this is number 25. I misspoke. Number 25, Talus Dupuis with the serve. It's got to go over, and it does. Beautiful. And though Emma Shute makes a nice dive to try and dig that ball off the floor, she's not able to. Game one goes to the Warriors. 25-17. So teams convene for a little team talk between games in this best of 3 game match. The Warriors could win the second game and it's over, or if the Broncos win, they stay in for the rubber match.
Nokomis done very few subbing so far in this game. Really, the Broncos have too. And it's very formal, the substitution. So I can see why they might just try to keep it as is and not try to waste the time.
Yeah, that's right. I think it's somewhat similar to, I mean, you do see in basketball where they have to report to the scorers table. Soccer, there is an area towards the middle of the field, towards the midline, where they do have to kind of report in from there. As a way of the referees being able to see and count how many players are coming on and going off and so on. Easier to keep track of 5 or 6 players versus 11, of course, but yeah, they are keeping it all official, keeping the stats down there at the scores table. See Mark Babin, the athletic director for Nokomis, Bob Kreider, the trainer, an all-around good fella, Terry Murray, who I believe is keeping a stat book down there as well. And I think one of the varsity players may be assisting with some of that too. Is that Aaron Bean down there maybe? Or, no, I actually probably one of the Dauphiné twins. All right, well, I thought that the teams might have switched sides, but they're not. They're on the same sides for this second game.
And if I'm correct, there's been quite a few substitutions on both sides, many players that we haven't seen from the first game. The Warriors have kept Courtney Wheaton in, I believe.
Yeah, I do see on the floor now number 0, Autumn Chabot, and number 2, Sarah Hubbard. So there might be some switches there. Got a little bit of height as well with number 13, Tiana Curry. We're just noting here in the booth that the scoreboard is showing that this is game 2, though it is not marking which team has won the first of the 2 games. Perhaps they'll figure that out on the scoreboard for future matches. But we all know Nokomis Warriors are up 1-0. And Julie Vance with the serve. Returned by Hampden. Nice dig by Chabot. She gets that one, so Nokomis avoids having a double hit. However, it was considered a carry, as the referee is indicating there. Upward palm there. Yeah, you have to have a solid strike to the ball. You can't kind of scoop it. Number 18, Josie Gilmore with that serve for the Broncos. Appears to be a side out. That did not make it. Yeah. Here's Tiana Curry with the serve. Could use a higher toss and swing through that ball. But let's side out to the visiting Broncos. Some instructions on the sideline by Brittany Lehman, who I do have a few little personal connections with some of the Lehman family, and know that she played at UMaine. Volleyball, that is. Might have been implied, but I'll state it explicitly.
This is similar to what we saw at the beginning of the first game as well. It takes them a few.
Yeah, a little slow getting going, but here we are. And off the nice high serve by Sarah Hubbard, the Warriors get the point. Nice high serve again, but not long enough. Nice serve by Hampden, but returned by Julie Vance to that empty spot on the floor. That serve was by number 5, Molly Kearns. Nice serve by Shabbat. She gets the bump now. Off the net. You are allowed to play off the net, but the Warriors not able to manage that this time. Cadence Batchelder there at the setter position. Here's the serve. Not totally sure if the Warriors were ready for that, but it went out of bounds, so they were fine. Substitutions occurring now. And it looks like, number 7, Cadence Batchelder will go for the serve. There it is. Our scoreboard now reads 1 win for Nokomis, the home team. 0 so far for the guests. Take this brief pause to welcome viewers, possibly family and friends of these Hampden Broncos or these home Nokomis Warriors, to today, March the 9th, the first game for the Warriors.
And the Broncos.
And the Broncos as well.
Both teams are 0-0.
There we go. Fresh record. Undefeated.
That's a way to look at it for sure.
Also winless.
Also winless. Hey, half glass full.
Yeah.
I think I said that wrong.
Glass half full, perhaps. Yes.
I think that's what I meant to say.
Grignan allows that to go out of bounds. And the Warriors get the point. Another serve now for Batchelder. Up 7-4. The bump. Nice one-handed hit over by Hampden. That one strikes the net and goes over for the Warriors. Julie Vance gets the kill. Oh, powerful serve. Bumped up. Second hit and then over by Hampden. Miss hit, unfortunately, by Grignan on that one. Side out, Broncos. Charlie shoot now with the serve. Out of bounds. Warriors serve. Nice form. Underhand serve. Finds the hole in the middle of the floor. Hampden's number 26, Cheyenne Neto, tried to make a play for that. Not able to hit it up. Oh, there's an ace. That was a swift serve for an underhand one especially. Nicely done by Alexis Grignan. We have a timeout, at least for the officials. Discuss something at the scoring table. How do you like those flashy red, white, and blue volleyballs? Nice and bright, beginning of the season.
Yes, I don't think that they will be very bright and flashy by the end. Well, maybe.
With all the sanitizing. Right? Like this year, they'll still be the cleanest.
COVID regulations.
Exactly.
Speaking of which, you can see every player and the officials and the coaches all have a mask.
As do we.
Yes, as do we.
That is side out to the Broncos, earning their 6th point. It's now 12-6 in favor of the Warriors. Flag comes up on that serve, possibly indicating the server stepped on the line or over the line during the serve, which was short anyway. That was Sofia Ruiz with that attempt, but here's Vance. Oh, third hit. Not going to be strong enough, especially with Lily Geyser in the way.
Almost a collision.
Yeah, that was close. You got to use your peripheral vision a lot in volleyball. That serve off the net, but that's good. It's in play. Setting up the spike was number 18, Gilmore Josie, or Josie Gilmore, but not able to finish. So the Warriors get that point. They're up 15-6. Serve returned over. The spike and the kill by Nokomis' number 13, Tiana Curry. 16-6 Warriors. Net serve. That'll go over to the Broncos side.
So far, game 2 is looking in favor of the Warriors. This might be a game ended or a match ended earlier.
Mm-hmm. Indeed. Looks like it may just go the 2 games. Hampden bringing Raven Chapman on. And number 18 with a serve, Josie Gilmore. Point earned by the Broncos. Did you catch what happened on that play there, Mia? I was looking down at the stat book.
Yes, so number 18 served it and just went over the net and into a dead spot.
Oh, okay.
It was a nice play by the Broncos.
Mm-hmm. Nice job there, using all 3 hits, whereas the Warriors just hit it back and won.
Looks like there was a violation of some sort. Not quite sure what, but
It's my guess that perhaps one of the Broncos backline players hit that from in front of that 10-foot line, but I'd have to see the replay to find out for sure. The Warriors getting the serve. Addison Hall.
just short.
Yeah, it's a bit too low. Kind of almost think you have an advantage if you can make a hard serve hit the net and go over, because that deflection can be a little unpredictable.
Definitely.
However, you get it too low, and the ball's right back in your face. So Here comes the serve by Lily Geyser. Nope, they're switching that around. Number 5 instead, Molly Kearns. Nope. Just kidding.
They're
Psych.
switching it
Psyched
back.
you out. That's right.
Oh, I guess they didn't do the substitution thing there. It's just on and off. Interesting how that happens sometimes, I guess.
Yeah, uncertain as to like when it has to be, like really officially checked in with their the referees or what. But here comes the serve, and that one's short. She's got some height, and she could use that long arm to like get a real good swing through the ball. But they'll work on that in practice, no doubt. Here's Sarah Hubbard. Nice high serve. Bump backwards, set forwards. Unable to connect with the third hit, though, were the Broncos. And it's side out, Nokomis.
It's a hard ball to position yourself to, right in front of the net like that. You have to get low to get it.
And you'd have to hit it on the move, right? Yeah, It wasn't right to the teammate. They'd have to run into it. So there's a substitution for the Warriors. And Mia Gilly coming back on. To the back line. Oh, nice spike for the Warriors. Almost recovered by Hampden, but not able to keep that volley going. And it's the point to the Warriors. Sarah Hubbard is one of the outside hitters with the serve now. Good bump, trying to get the set. Missing on the spike, but this can be side out to the Broncos. This was again more of a referee call, so I'd have to check later on what the violation was there. Potentially someone either reaching over the net or hitting it from out of position when they weren't supposed to or something.
I think it might have been accidentally hitting the net because I feel like I saw that happen at the very
that's
beginning.
true. If a
and they
player
just
touches
called
the net.
it late.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I feel like I saw that, but could be wrong.
Oh,
Just
promising.
short again.
Yeah, that had some nice speed to it, but a little too low for Adam Shabbat. However, the Warriors up 21-11. That's going over. Oh, and back again. If only, she's thinking, Cadence Batchelder, if only I'd used both hands, I might have set it up for a teammate. There's a good serve again by the Broncos. Bumped over. Second hit's there. Looking for the third. Sliding over was Molly Kearns, but not able to get that over the net. Side out to Nokomis, who are now just 3 away from winning this game and this match. Batchelder with a short serve. Few substitutions again, bringing Charlie Shute out to serve. Yeah, I'll have to wait for the whistle and the Warriors to finish their substitution. Sierra Bagley comes back on. There's a good serve, bumped right back over the net. Nice spike by Hampden's number 20. Lily Geyser will get the kill for that. Another good serve This third hit's got to go over the net, doesn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. Probably just a little bit of confusion there.
Could have tried to play it, see if the refs were keeping track, but, they were. 3 hits only. Good serve by Shoot. Once again, losing track of the number of hits on the Nokomis side.
The Broncos making somewhat of a comeback.
Indeed. Up to 22-15. Another serve by Shoot. Another good one. There's a good forward bump by Chabot, but there's a little too much to handle on the outside back side by Sierra Bagley. Outside hitter, I should say. Ooh. Setting as the first hit is maybe not the best way to go. Another good serve by Shoot. The Warriors finally get that returned over the net, and that's all they had to do that time, as the hit by number 3, Sofia Ruiz, not strong enough to make it over or to a teammate. So here come the Warriors. Number 10, Sierra Bagley with the serve. That one definitely too low. Side out to Hampden, who are still in this at 23-19. And here is Sofia Ruiz.
Charlie Shoot definitely helped to bring the Broncos back into this.
Definitely close that gap. Nokomis trying to hit it off of the net. Not able to get down there in time. Though a valiant effort at the dive by Addison Hall. Here's Ruiz with her second serve in a row. And that one was not meant to be. Side out. And game point now for the Warriors. Miagili, left-handed. It's over. The volley continues. Chabot gets it over. And that's it. The Warriors get their 25th point. That's the game. That's the match. Not sure what the post-game procedures are here for volleyball, for JV volleyball in general, nor for if there's anything special going on for it this year. But I do believe that that would be the end of this match, and the varsity one will be following soon. Yeah, we'll stay tuned here just in case they do play any third match. Could be the case that, for the practice they do all 3, even if it's already 2-0 for the Warriors.
They put 3 minutes on the clock, and I'm not sure if that is for the varsity squad to come on. Or I think it is, because I see players coming in.
It's quite possible. But it's been a pleasure to bring you this match so far. Again, I'm Nathan Roach, here with Mia Coots in the broadcast booth of Nokomis Warrior Broadcasting. We're glad to bring you this Warriors volleyball matchup between Nokomis and Hampden.
Let's take a quick look at some sponsors, I think. Just 1 second. Here we go. Nor'easter Game Calls. Contact Mark Buzzle for your custom game call needs, or go to nor'eastergamecalls.com. They also have a Facebook and Instagram, Nor'easter Game Calls.
Get him in close.
Also, Casa Cattle Farm Store, 207-249-2191, 141 Nokomis Road, Corinna, Maine. Thank you for being an NWB sponsor.
Brilliant. Well, the Warriors are stepping back out onto the court, and so are the Broncos. Much to our surprise, but certainly not to our chagrin, because This has been fun, and here we go with another game.
Is this Varsity or is this JV?
This appears to still be the JV squad out here.
Okay.
The varsities for either team are kind of getting themselves up and ready, I believe, as they will, of course, follow the JV game. Game 1 ended a 25-17 win for Nokomis, and Game 2, 25-20. Let's see if Hampden gets even closer, or if the Warriors will be able to pull together and finish this in perhaps a shorter order. To my knowledge, at least when it is a best of 3 games, or in longer matches that are best of 5, the final game is only to 21. So we will find out here and now today if that's the case for this game right now. To 21 points. Served by Brooklyn Fortin. That's an ace. Hampden's on the board in this third game of the match. Oh, nice serve. That is inbounds.
Tough call, and definitely would have had to lay out as it was low and to the side, and probably wouldn't have kept it in anyway, so.
It would have been quite a difficult dig to get where it was right on the line there.
Tough judgment call.
Third serve. Nokomis gets the bump, but not able to put volley at it all or return it across the net. And that's 3-0 for Hampden. Great start with serves by Brooklyn Fortin. Nice bump. Nice put over the net by number 12, Julie Vance. Off the bump by Courtney Wheaton. Side out to Nokomis. Sierra Bagley with the serve. Yes, makes it. As I was mentioning before, that kind of surprise and deflection off the net can be hard to read. To my knowledge, you are allowed to block a serve. That might have been the best strategy with a short one like that. There's a stronger serve. Unable to return it is Hampden.
And just like that, the Warriors get 3, and it's a tie game.
Exactly.
As I mentioned before, volleyball is fairly fast-paced, so you'll see back and forth like that quite a bit.
Oh, and there's a good play. Hampden Broncos.
Excellent spike from Brooklyn Fortin, I believe.
I was going to say, yeah, it looks like she's emerging as the star in this game so far with the 3 great serves, and now that hit. Tessa Lemoyne with the serve. Eventually. I think we have a little extra grace for our scorekeepers on the sideline, with this being the first match of the year. And we beg the same of our listeners, especially if you're a true volleyball fan out there, with the first game that either Maya or myself are calling. Oh, good bump, recovery, but not able to put that over the net in the end. Point to Nokomis. Oh, that was Olivia Ferreter with the last hit, and she goes for the bump on that one, but again, unable to return that. Julie Vance. That was a strong bump that time by Ferreter, but went out of bounds. Another point to the Warriors.
Both teams have struggled to keep a bit of a volley going. It just seems to be either one hit and die or the play dives on the serve.
Yeah, side out for this one as that hit the out-of-bounds side of the net. In comes Emma Shoot. Libero for this Hampden squad.
Looks like the official is having some conversation with Coach.
Trinkman.
Yes,
there it is.
Trinkman.
All right, with whatever detail that was squared away, we're ready to resume. A nice
Emma
looking
Shue with
serve.
an excellent serve.
Oh, boy, if someone could have jumped right to that, we could have had a set, if you will, off off the back of Wheaton. There's a nice high set, and the attempted spike just falls into the net, unfortunately.
I think that was just a issue with a mistimed jump. You can see how that would happen quite easily in volleyball.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, powerful serve on that one. Deflected, unfortunately, backwards by the Warriors. Another serve by Emma Shoot. And that's an ace. Seemed to catch Julie Vance a little bit off guard, not able to get in position to make the bump. Hampden leading 9-7. Here comes the next serve. And that bump, just you can see the power of the serve by how far it deflected off Wheaton. Right into where our crowd would have been sitting had they been here in person. But you all get the wonderful vantage point of the broadcasting booth. Great place to watch this game from. All right.
And of course, you get to hear our commentating.
Yes. Oh, the golden tones. Of these announcer voices. That's a wonderful serve. Nice bump. Set. And the third hit. Hampden had it all together there. The volley continues. That is out of bounds. Oh, that was close. That was close.
I think that was on the line. It may be a little bit of
Yeah. Do you feel it was
biased call from the varsity, the Nokomis varsity player. Maybe not.
I would say it was certainly within the view of the head referee, though he did seem to defer to check that call.
I'm not sure how it gets called out of bounds, whether if it's on the line it still is or not.
Oh
'Cause
yeah,
that
it
one
has to be completely out. If
has to
it
be
touches
completely
the
out.
line a bit, it's still in. Yep.
All right. Well, that one it looked like to touch the line from our view, so maybe not.
And this one out of bounds.
Smart decision there from Mia Gilly to let that fall out of bounds.
Certainly, yeah. When you're right on the court, you do sometimes you'll get a feel of where, as long as you have awareness of where you are, you'll be able to tell where the ball's going, if it's going to land in or out. All right, Cadence Batchelder's checked in for the Warriors, and the service coming up from Courtney Wheaton. A nice strong one, right to the back line. Good 3 bumps, and it's back over to the Warriors. Nice hit. Oh, that was close to a carry for Broncos, but the play goes on. And then into the net.
That was a Nice volley there.
Yeah, that was a fun volley there. The Warriors hold their own and get the point. They also have resumed the lead, up 12-10.
I can't remember whether it was Cadence Batchelder or Courtney Wheaton who slid there, but sounded somewhat painful.
Could
Probably.
be. You notice all the players wearing the knee pads. It's quite necessary, and but they want to, they'll have to kind of put their body on the line for that. That looked like it might have been in, and it's so ruled. It was on the line or inside it. Another point for the Warriors, and a nice string of serves by Wheaton. Oh, it's up high, still playable, but not anymore. Good effort by the Broncos on that play. And here we are with the score 15-10. Looks like this is a timeout where each coach will be able to discuss some strategy with the team, get them ready.
Maybe that was, I think it might have been it, since it was already a one game for the Warriors, so they might have just called it at 15. And I do think that's what it is as the scoreboard has changed.
Indeed. So 15-10 is the final score on that. Game 3. We're learning as we go along here, and
Absolutely.
once again, it's been a pleasure to bring you this junior varsity matchup between the Hampden Broncos and your home Nokomis Warriors. Nokomis coming up with the 3-0 win of this match, their first of the season. The varsity teams will get the floor to warm up, and we'll be back with you in time for the varsity game. In fact, you may hear from one or two new announcers at that time. So it's been a pleasure. With Mia Coots, I'm Nathan Roach, signing off. But don't go too far, just in case they surprise us and play another game. We'll be right back on. But, it looks like that was it. Thank you and good night.
Hello and welcome to Nokomis Regional High for Nokomis Warrior Broadcasting's first ever presentation of Varsity Volleyball. This is going to be the first home game in this gym for the Nokomis Warriors. Played last season. Where did they play last season?
The middle school gym.
The middle school gym, that's right. We got the freshly painted lines out here. We'll be working with the black lines, as you can see, along the court. And we are about ready to get underway. You guys just saw the presentation of the junior varsity game. This will be the first ever varsity game, and looks like the serve, I should say, is going to begin with I don't know where the ball is.
I don't think they've given it to him yet.
Well, while we wait for the ball to come out, player to watch out for. Ali Grozic, middle hitter for Nokomis, standing right on the logo at the moment, number 18, the one of the leaders on this team, senior. Not sure if they have captains. If they do have captains, I guarantee you she's one of them. And then also you have the Dauphiné twins, Nancy and Paula, also seniors out there. Looks like they're going to be playing the outside hitters or the setters. Which one is that? I think they're outside hitters, I believe. I could be wrong. I'm going to preface this broadcast by saying I do not know much about volleyball, but I am giving it my best go here. So just bear with me if you actually know the rules to volleyball. But out comes the ball, and Nokomis will start with the serve. And to begin the game will be number 10, Abby Brown. She is a setter. She's going to begin with the service. It's a good one. Hit up by Hampden. And a cross sent back, blocked by Grozic. And Nokomis open the scoring off the first serve. Grozic sends it back. And it's 1-0 Nokomis. Another serve here. It's a good one. Really attacking Varnum of Nokomis, or of Hampden, I should say. And it's another point here for Nokomis. I will say, one thing I do know is Nokomis finished 2-12 last season as the serve flies over the back line. But Nokomis finished 2-12 last season, struggled for the beginning of the season. Were able to pick up a couple of wins later on. But one of their first seasons as a varsity team after being a club for a couple of years. And they're actually able to field a junior varsity team, obviously just aired that game, but very impressive how much this program has grown here at Nokomis, able to field 2 full teams. And off to a good start here as the serve straight into the net. It was Glinski of Hampden. Nokomis leading 3-2. It'll be Dauphiné to serve for Nokomis. That is Paula Dauphiné. Good one, drives it across. Libero, number 31 for Hampden, sets it up. Back across, and it flies out the back. Decent set there by Humphrey, the libero over on the Hampden side. But the spike flies over the back line and out of bounds for another Nokomis point. So 4-2. Dauphiné once again. Set up. Back across. That's a good set. And it's saved by Nancy Dauphiné. But unable to get it over the net was Grozick. Good save there by Nancy Dauphiné, getting down to the floor to bump it up. Grozick tried to kind of set it up over her head, able to get it across the net. So a little bit of a kerfuffle here with Hampden's rotation. To the bench goes Stillman. So it's the libero Humphrey to serve for Hampden. And that goes short once again into the net. So Nokomis get the serve right back. And now it is the senior Grozick to serve for Nokomis. Grozick serve off the net, goes over. And a little bit of confusion here. Looks like the point goes to Nokomis.
It might have been a double hit, maybe?
Yeah, kind of threw the Hampden players off guard, took a little flick on the net on the way over. Point goes up for Nokomis, so nonetheless it'll be a Nokomis point, and they lead by 3. Good save there by the libero Humphrey. Set up by Nokomis and hit straight into the net by Wheaton. Didn't really have a great look at it. Wheaton, a middle for Nokomis. And now to serve for Hampden is Christina Rice. Rice trailing by 2. Serves it wide of the net off to the right. Here on the camera side. Nokomis once again getting the serve back, and Hampden have struggled to get the ball over the net on their serve. So Melissa Walker takes over, and the bump there took a flick off the chin of Rice, and Hampden are unable to get it back across. Walker once again. This one goes to the back. It's Humphrey to set it up. Goes across. Sent right back. And now the spike. Grozick hits it up. This is a good rally here. Nancy Dauphiné gets it across. Hampden able to get it back again, and Grozick sets it up. Walker. And the point, or the serve is lost there by Nokomis. As once again it was number 15, Wheaton, hitting it into the net. A little bit too close there, unable to get enough air underneath it to make it over the top.
Substitutions are very formal, we found in the JV game. And it looks like it almost looks like there was supposed to be a substitution there, and then they just stopped.
Yeah, no, definitely interesting. And I was talking to Allie Grozick before the game, and another big thing is rotations, where a lot of players switch as the ball is served or after the ball is served to get the players in their correct positions, as rotations have to happen after each point. And so substitutions and rotations get confused quite a bit here in high school volleyball, with a lot of players still kind of learning the game. So Hampden are able to get another point there. 8-6 now. Varnum on the serve. Gets it across. Varnum seems to be top server there for Hampden Academy. Set up well by Hampden. Walker sends it right back on the bump, and it goes into the net off the hands of Humphrey. So now Nancy Dauphiné gets her chance to serve. Already leading by 3. Grozick now in the back. Obviously a up front kind of player, likes to send it back, as we saw in the first play of the game. Dauphiné is able to grab the point there for Nokomis on the serve. 10-6 now. And I am pretty sure we're playing to 25 points here in the first set.
Yes.
And so still a ways to go. Another point there. And that might have been an ace. I think that's an ace. That's an ace. Dauphiné gets it across. And she gets the point again. Dauphiné on a tirade here of serves, getting them across. That one goes into the net. Jinxed her there. And so Hampden with a chance to serve. Lydia Tracy steps up.
The JV Warriors won all 3 sets, which they could have stopped at 2, but they played the third one to 15 points, which I'm not sure if that was just to get extra playing in.
Yeah, interesting, because Grozik told me before the game, 2 sets wins it for a team. But we'll see if, like you said, that might have just been junior varsity to get them some extra playing time. As that's a second ace in a row by Lydia Tracy. And the Hampden Academy Broncos are starting to crawl back a little bit here. 11-9 now. They're 2 consecutive points, and now the serve goes underneath the net. And so Nokomis get the point there. Up to serve now is Wheaton. Another middle player. From the looks of it, likes to be up close to the net. Good serve there. Humphrey hits it up. It's got to go across. Does. Grozik sends it back again. Second block for Ali Grozik. Gets the point for Nokomis. Off of Wheaton's serve. Wheaton a swinger here for Nokomis. So featured in the junior varsity game as well. Another good serve from Wheaton. Set up well by Varnum and pushed across. Walker hits it up. It's got to go over. And unable to do that was Brown. Setter for Nokomis.
It was a tough play. I mean, having to go, obviously, over the head from behind. Not a good angle, so.
Yeah, definitely difficult from there. And Dauphiné gets it over. Paula Dauphiné, that was. Spike down. That's a great hit from the middle hitter of Hampden Academy. It was Stillman. Hampden keeping things close. Nokomis have had a couple of chances to really pull out to a menacing lead, but have been unable to do so. Now another serve for Hampden goes up and off the hands of Nancy Dauphiné, out the back. And the Broncos pull within a point. An ace from Katie Armstrong. Official gets the ball back, and Armstrong is going to set up again. Long serve to the back right corner. Walker sets it up for Grozik. Humphrey's got to push it back into the net. And that's a good rally there for Nokomis. Set up Grozik in the front, and that's what you want to do. Hard hit. Humphrey did well to nearly get it back across for her side, but that's going to be difficult. Serve there is a great serve. That had some heat on it. That was a great serve there. An ace for Abby Brown.
Abby Brown actually does not go to Nokomis, but she gets the option to play volleyball for Nokomis, and obviously she has earned her spot.
Definitely a great addition to this team. Grozik sets it up. Paula Dauphiné has got a chance to send it back, and she does. Great placement on the shot there. Didn't need to drive it too hard, but found the gap in that Hampden defense. Drives it to the floor, so Nokomis have a 4-point lead now, 16-12. Once again, it's Brown. A lot of pace on that serve, and it hits off the bicep of Varnum. Flies out the back. Might have been going all the way out. Brown doesn't care. That's another ace to her credit. And we will thank our sponsors. Actually, no, we're going to take a look at that Grozik block. Look at this. It's right up on the net. Not a player you want to mess with. A little bit of technical difficulties here. There it is. And so Grozik right up on the net, able to send that right back. Said no. That was the opening point of the game. And now look at that Abby Brown ace. She's had a few of them. This one was a stinger. All the way across. No one had a chance on that. Off the fingertips of Humphreys. And Nokomis jump out to a 5-point lead following that ace. Brown still up to serve. Brown's serve goes across. And another one. Varnum set it up. Rice was unable to get it back across. And Brown is racking up the points here. Set up by Varnum. Back over, and Rice hits it across. Well done there by Hampden. Walker sets it up for Grozick. Varnum again, pushed across. Grozick with another block. I think someone touched the net there. The point goes to Nokomis. That's another block for Allie Grozick. And this is, honestly, this is the perfect rotation here for Nokomis, being able to have Grozick in that middle hitter position and having Brown on the service. That is ideal if you're Nokomis. Just as I say that, Brown drives it into the net. I think head coach Kate Myers will be very pleased with that run of serves from Abby Brown. Grozick places it to the back. Humphrey is able to get a punch to it, but not nearly enough. Another great shot there by Allie Grozick. Now Nokomis within 5 points of winning the set. Looks like Nokomis are going to try and get a substitute in. Mia Gilly waiting to come in. Another swinger here on the Nokomis roster.
I'm not sure what the referee's gestures mean. I think we'll have to learn that as we go.
This always seems to be a big pause before players come in. But eventually it goes through, and so Courtney Wheaton takes a seat into the game. I said Mia Gilly, middle, number 1. Served by Dauphiné. Varnum hits it back across, set up by Gilly. 2 players going for it for Nokomis. It was Grozick and Nancy Dauphiné. Collided a little bit, unable to return the serve. And so 20-14 is the score. Still here in the first set. Substitution for Hampden sees Tracy get back in and Stillman head to the bench. Humphrey, the libero, to serve. Into the net. So now 4 points away from winning the set are Nokomis. Grozick gets back to the serve. Looks like Nokomis about to do some rotations here in the front. I think Melissa Walker will play that middle hitter. No, Gilly will play the middle hitter. That's a good set, or serve, I should say, by Grozick, who can do it all. Seen a couple of great serves, quite a few blocks. Able to spike it from up front as well. Humphrey sets it up. Hit across. Diving save by Dauphiné. Back across by Gilly. Humphrey sets it up. And across it goes by Armstrong. Grozick high into the rafters. Gilly gets it across. And onto the ground. So the swinger, Mia Gilly, gets the point there for Nokomis after a really good rally. That's the word.
That was an excellent rally to watch.
Grozick unable to get the power needed on that serve, and so Christina Rice takes over for Hampden. It's only 2 points to spare if you're Hampden, sitting at 15. Watch the serve drop, and looks like that means she'll get another chance at it. Whistle goes, and that's a good serve. Paula Dauphiné hits it up. Walker sets it. Gilly over. Humphreys hits it right back. Might have been going out. Dauphiné saves it. Now it's Grozick to hit it across. Humphrey sets it up. Varnum, and now it's across by Tracy. Grozick unable to hit it back, but quite a few excellent rallies in a row for both teams. Hampden gets the point here. I think these teams are just warming up. A season that was supposed to be played in the fall got moved due to COVID restrictions. Now being played on the latter side of the basketball season here indoors. But I don't think these girls will mind. They're just happy to be able to get out there and play.
Absolutely, and going off of that, I think that opens up volleyball a little bit to the girls who play soccer or field hockey in the fall and who wanted to try it. So It's a blessing in disguise almost.
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely allowed a lot of players who, don't traditionally play volleyball to get the chance to try it, like you said. Good serve there. It was
And
Walker.
that's game point.
That is game point. So Nokomis win the first set, 25-17. We will take a quick break between the sets, it looks like. Nokomis will take a look at our sponsors. We'll start with Palmyra Golf Course. Where is Palmyra Golf Course? There they are. Palmyra Golf Course and Campground, 147 Lang Hill Road, Palmyra, 207-938-4947. Thank you for sponsoring Nokomis Warrior Broadcasting. We'd also like to thank Northeastern Game Calls. Get them in close. Contact Mark Buzzle for your custom game call needs. And we'd also like to thank Casa Cattle Farm Store, 207-249-2191, 141 Nokomis Road, Corinna, Maine. We'd also like to thank A.E. Robinson, 60 Newport Road, Corinna, 278-4626. Thank you to those companies for sponsoring Nokomis Warrior Broadcasting. If you would like to sponsor Nokomis Warrior Broadcasting, please contact Matt Brown at mdbrown@rsu19.net. Thank you to those companies. And we are about 2 minutes from getting back underway in this high school volleyball opening night. It's going to be a best of three, so should Nokomis win the second set, we will be done for the night. I'd like to shine the spotlight a little bit on Hampden coach Brittany Lehman, who was a former UMaine volleyball player in the early 2000s. Definitely a great player to learn from for these Hampden girls, especially where I'm pretty sure that this is their first season as a varsity volleyball team. They, I believe, were a club last season. Could be wrong on that one, but I don't see them on the Heel Points website. And so, for that matter, I'm going to assume that this is their first year. But definitely putting up a fight against a fairly strong Nokomis team with a good group of seniors.
Yes, and I went down for the JV game to get the starters, and I went to the coaches, and both of them, Brittany Lehman more specifically, was quite tall, which is a huge advantage to have in volleyball, as you can, it's kind of obvious, you can have a better advantage with the net, so.
Yeah, absolutely. Didn't even notice that, but yeah, Lehman down there on the floor. It's quite a sizable coach. And so as you can imagine, she was a Division I volleyball player. We are about to get underway for the second set. Nokomis winning the first one 25-17. Chance to put Hampden away after just 2 sets.
And we'll see if Nokomis does win this set. We'll see if they end up playing a third set like they did with the JV game. Maybe that was just a JV thing, or maybe the Broncos are just looking for a little bit extra playing time.
Yeah, absolutely. But I don't think it's time to count out Hampden yet. Had a couple of really good runs there, but were let down by their service, unable to get the ball across, especially in the early part of that first set. But I think as time went on, we saw the teams kind of get into their groove a little bit, shake off the rust. It's been a while since they've played competitive volleyball for both sides.
Absolutely.
So we are underway. Grozick gets it across. Humphrey sets it up for Hampden. Back across it goes. It was Stillman. Nancy Dolphine hits it up. Gilly back across for Nokomis to the back. Humphrey, a little bit of a poor set, but they're able to salvage it. Comes back across. Grozick sets it up. One more. This one's got to go across. It does. Good hit there by Dolphine. Set up now. Stillman back across. Gilly sets it up. And Brown set it to Dolphine. The point goes to Nokomis, or to Hampden.
I wonder what the call was there. It looked clean from our angle.
Yeah, nobody was near the net, so I don't think that was the call.
It must have been a double hit on Brown, as she was the person with contact with the ball during the call. So
either way, another fantastic set, or rally, I should say.
Yeah, that was a long one. I mean,
I'm out of breath after that one.
Volleyball is a fairly fast-paced game, as I mentioned before, and you really don't see super long rallies, especially the more competitive you go.
Walker sets it up. Nobody in the front able to get a hand on it for Nokomis. Another point to Hampden. They take their first lead of the set, 2-1. Glinsky heads to the back. She'll serve it. Gets it across well. Walker straight back across and straight to the floor. Humphrey colliding with Armstrong, trying to lay out for that ball. Unable to get to it. Great placement by Walker. And now Riley Donovan, another senior on this Nokomis squad, to serve. Her serve goes short. A little bit frustrated with herself after that one. But Nokomis currently running with 3 seniors out there. Grozick, Nancy Dauphiné, and Riley Donovan, along with a couple of younger players, Gilly, Abby Brown. I believe Melissa Walker's a junior. That's an ace from Hannah Stillman on the Hampden side of things, giving them a 2-point advantage, 4-2. And that serve not quite up to the heights of the previous serve. She heads straight to the bench after that one. Stillman. Now Gilly to serve for Nokomis, set way up by Varnum. Back across by Grozick. Going for the spike, it was Varnum. Difficult with the left hand, unable to send it down to the floor. So Nokomis draw level at 4. Gilly, good serve there. Another high set. Goes to the net. Varnum didn't want to challenge Grozick up at the net. And Nokomis retake the lead. A lot of room in the backside. That's a drive of a serve there by Gilly. Set up. Grozick. Another block there by Grozick. Sends it right back. Again, middle hitter Allie Grozick having her way at the net tonight. Gilly, another driven serve. Humphrey's able to set it up this time. Back across by Rice. Now Walker sets it up. Brown hit it across, but the point goes to the Broncos. Double hit, I believe. So Christina Rice on the Hampden serve. That's a stinger from Rice off the hands of Brown and out the back. So Christina Rice will do it again. Levels it up at 6. And this set's been much closer than the first one. Back and forth. That one goes into the net. Nearly found its way over. Just a bit short. And so it's Abby Brown to serve.
Abby Brown, the first 2 times she got around to serving, proved herself.
Yeah, she
to be
did just
quite
that.
the server.
Yeah, absolutely. She has some power and a kind of a unique style of serving, that little jump into it. She generates so much power with it. Hampden have struggled time and time again to get it back across. Second straight ace there off the fingertips of Rice. And this is where Nokomis really won that first set, as Abby Brown went on a big scoring run from her serves. See if she can replicate that in the second set.
You know, I think it's quite impressive how excellent she is, seeming how she's only a freshman. I mean, she's going to be the face of Nokomis volleyball for the next 3 years she plays.
Yeah, absolutely. And we mentioned a strong group of seniors, but a strong group of freshmen as well coming in to take the places. So I think this Nokomis squad is set up for years to come. And we'll take another look at one of many Abby Brown aces. This one, again, had quite a bit of power behind it. And Humphrey unable to get to it. Splits the Hampden players right in half. Finds that gap, and she has been doing that all night. Nokomis leading by 4 now. And I believe that's a timeout called by Hampden. I don't think they just stop, right? I think.
Yeah, that's a timeout, Ryan.
Well, you know, I some sports don't have timeouts. You never know. The timeout is over, and so back to the court they go. Nokomis come out with Brown, Gilly, Donovan, Walker, Grozick, and Nancy Dolphinet. Brown still on the serve. Back corner, it's set up well by Hampden. Unable to get it across. The initial hit by Glinski was a good one. Had a chance, but it fell apart after Humphrey tried to intervene. Brown with another chance at it. That one is just short. And you can see the relief on the faces of those Hampden players. So Brown is now out of the serving box. And it's Varnum to serve for Hampden, who's been their most consistent server for sure. Rice sets it up, back across by Armstrong. Grozick and Brown both going for it. I think Brown got a finger to it before Grozick could, and so it falls to the ground. Varnum with another serve, trailing by 3 now. Varnum with a good short serve. Dolphinet just sticks a hand out at it. I don't think she was really expecting it to go short to her. Quality serve once again by Varnum. She gets the ace on that one. Walker, nice set. Brown up again, and now Dolphinet with a chance to hit it across. Varnum nearly bumped it back, but it goes into the net for another Nokomis point. And now Dolphinet, after hitting that one across, gets the chance to serve. Nancy Dolphinet, that is. Paula Dolphinet has been on the bench for a little while after starting the game. Both seniors, both twins, both sisters. Varnum back across. Gilly sets it up. Grozick high into the rafters. Comes down to the hands of Varnum. Armstrong tries to set it up. Nobody wants to challenge Grozick at the net, and it falls short on the Hampden side. Nobody wants to go up with Grozick at the net for fear of being blocked for, what, a 4th or 5th time at least. Great serve there by Nancy Dolphinet at the net, and there it is. Allie Grozick with another block at the net. Nokomis starting to pull away here, 14-9 now.
I love the energy that comes from Nokomis, and especially Allie Grozick after a play like that. It's just so fun, and it makes games so much more fun to watch when everyone's into it.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can see the team chemistry of this Nokomis squad. They've played with each other for quite a few years. I mentioned they were a club before they turned to a varsity team. And they've been playing together for quite some time, especially this group of seniors with the core of Grozick, the Dolphinet twins, Riley Donovan as well. I think newcomer Erin Bean, we haven't seen her yet tonight, another senior on this Nokomis roster. But very tight-knit group of players. Melissa Walker, another returner for Nokomis, setter, number 19 out there right now. But like you mentioned, a lot of energy with this team, and they are very happy for each other, no matter who's getting the points.
Absolutely. And I just wanted to briefly touch on that hustle play from Christina Rice just then. She didn't keep the ball fair, but just absolutely laying out and trying her hardest to keep it in for the Broncos.
I mentioned earlier in the broadcast, Nokomis finished 2-12 last season, so a lot of struggles, but they have not struggled tonight. Leading by 6, sent back across. Grozick hits the basketball hoop, comes down, nearly smacked her right on the dome, but off the shoulder instead. Didn't matter.
I was wondering if there was any sort of anything that would be called there if it hit one of the rafters or the basketball hoop, but I guess it's still fair.
Is it?
Still, well, I mean, they didn't call anything. I don't know if there's anything that they really can call.
I don't know. It kind of looked like the Nokomis players just gave up on it, but you're right. The whistle didn't go until after it had hit the ground, so interesting. Interesting note also, a very high ceiling here to this Nokomis gym, which allows for the balls to go very high up into the rafters and makes it difficult when it comes down for the teams. Good save there by Walker. Armstrong sets it up for Rice, and Rice smacks it into the net. 17-12 now. Melissa Walker on the serve. And snuck into the game on me. Rachel Creswell, I think she came in for Riley Donovan. And so Creswell, another swinger, an outside hitter. Melissa Walker once again drives that serve. That's a good one. Humphrey pushes it back. Set up by Creswell and a cross by Walker. Rice bumps it up. A couple of Hampden players going for it. Eventually, it was Stillman who smacked it back across right between Creswell and Dauphiné. Speaking of Dauphiné, there's going to be a switch of the sisters. So Paula Dauphiné comes in exchange for Nancy Dauphiné. And the serve is Glinsky. Good one. Dauphiné freshly into the game is unable to get solid contact with the ball off the serve. Glinsky gets the ace, trailing by 4. Another serve, another good one right to Dauphiné. She hits it up from her knees. Well done there. Gilly gets it across. Humphrey gets a fist to it, but not enough to get it up. Nokomis get the serve back, and it is Gilly. Nope, a little bit of a switch here. Creswell instead to serve it. Number 4 there. Creswell just short. As I mentioned, an outside hitter. It's her position. So now to serve for Hampden is Hannah Stillman. That one goes short as well. So the rotations go, and now it's Gilly's turn to serve. And I could be wrong, but I believe Abby Brown is next up to serve. Should we get there? Almost 5 points away from victory. Set up there, back across, well done by Armstrong. Grozick lays out for it, had to go over. Couldn't get underneath it. 2016 now. Nokomis still 5 points short. Hampden Academy in need of 9. Served by Rice. Creswell hits it up nice and high. Grozick's able to punch it across. Back by Armstrong, laid out by Dauphiné. Now Grozick spikes it back. Set up well. Varnum pushes it to the back corner. Creswell, now Gilly, and a cross by Dauphiné. Well done by Dauphiné to get some pace on that. Varnum spikes it. Creswell overhead. Wow, a lot of hard hit shots there. Great play there on that one by Dauphiné to lay out, get on the ground, and save it.
That was definitely such a fun rally to watch. I mean, just it's so athletic, and everyone's doing something, and everyone's moving. It's so fun to watch.
Definitely a lot of moving parts. Varnum goes up. Grozick unable to block it this time. Creswell sets it up nicely, and a cross by Brown. Humphrey hits it up. Armstrong, now Varnum's got to get it across. She does. Brown sets it up. Walker, now it's Brown. Hits it to the back off the fingertips of Humphrey, who's a little bit frustrated with herself. But another excellent rally, and so Nokomis get the serve back on 21 points.
I'd like to mention for the Warriors, there's 3 players that have not left the game yet. Senior Allie Grozick, junior Melissa Walker, and freshman Abby Brown.
And she gets another ace there. You got any stats there for Abby Brown?
5 aces.
Wow. And not only are those aces making a difference, but even when she doesn't get credit for them, you know, Hampden unable to really set up any of her serves and get a quality hit back across the net.
Make that 6 aces.
Yeah, and Nokomis 2 points away from winning now. Hampden starting to sweat a little bit. 2 points away from losing on opening night here at Nokomis Regional High. Another serve by Brown. This one's a little bit lighter. And it goes across, but not before it's sent back by Ali Grozik. And that pulls Nokomis within a point of winning their first game of the season, or match of the season. Brown to win it for Nokomis. Good serve. It's another ace, and what a way to finish the set. Abby Brown, with her 7th ace of the game, wins it by the exact same score as the first set. And so I believe Nokomis have won. But we might be playing a third set. Looks like there's a possibility of it. We'll take a quick look at the replay. What a match that was. A couple of excellent volleys highlighted by this Ali Grozik block at the net. Nokomis on 13. One of many blocks by Grozik, and this is a great layout by Paula Dolphine, freshly into the game at this point. Lays out for it as an outside hitter, and this is the one I was talking about. The Ali Grozik stuff at the end of the game says no at the net. We've been seeing that all night. Wow. So the exact same score in both of the first two sets, 25-17. That one finishes. So Nokomis go up 2-0. And I believe this third set is just going to be played solely for fun. But yeah, no, this has been great. And there really hasn't been that much of a blowout on the Nokomis side of things. I mean, obviously comfortably winning, but Hampden have had their stretches where they've been able to put up some points, highlighted by Varnum, Kaylee Varnum, number 13. She's had quite a few solid serves, and then Armstrong as well, and Stillman up front. But no one's been able to match Grozik at the net. It hasn't even been close. And that's really been the difference for this Nokomis volleyball team. We are about 1 minute and 44 seconds away from starting the third set. And I wonder if Nokomis will throw out some of those younger players for this third set, if it truly is just for fun like we think. Get some experience for those younger players, especially where Grozik's played the entirety of those first two sets. Maybe also see Aaron Bean, who hasn't checked in yet, a senior for Nokomis, middle back. But definitely going to be interesting. And we've mentioned a couple of times this group of seniors for Nokomis, they're going to be losing 5 players off of their varsity roster, and 3 of those players being outside hitters. The only outside hitters left on the roster for next season will be Rachel Creswell and Autumn Chabot, both swingers. Also give a shout out to Sherry Dubé, the junior varsity coach, who is in her first year in that role. Same with Kate Myers, her first year as the head coach. We think she was the assistant coach and the junior varsity coach last season, but her first year leading the Warrior squad. So Nokomis come out with Grozik, Paula Dolphine, Nancy Dolphine as well, Melissa Walker, as well as Wheaton, and Abby Brown, who stole the show so far tonight. And that referee on the far side, he's been talkative tonight. Right now having a word with Hampden coach Brittany Lehman. And so in the junior varsity game, we saw the match was played to 15 in the third set. We'll see if that holds true in the varsity match as well. Abby Brown to start things off.
That always bodes well for Nokomis when Abby Brown is serving.
Absolutely. Definitely quite the player for a freshman, and she's only going to improve over 4 years of volleyball practice. Hampden with some interesting rotations. Before the game even starts, we see Tracy go to the bench. They throw in the libero, Maddie Humphrey. And Brown sends it across right into the back corner.
An ace to start the game for Abby Brown.
I mean, honestly, Hampden have struggled to even get it back across. If she can get it over the net 25 times in a row, she could have 25 aces. There's 2.
There's 2.
So Nokomis starting off strong, as to be expected, with a stellar freshman.
If you're a volleyball fan, it doesn't even matter if you're a Nokomis fan or not, you are excited to see the talent that she has.
And you can see the excitement there on the Hampden players' faces as that ball flies just over the back line. And excited to be able to get the serve back and get Abby Brown away from that serving line. Dauphiné cuts off Wheaton. No harm, no foul there between the two of them. Dauphiné kind of stole that one away from her. So we are tied at 2 here in the third set. Service coming from Galinsky. Walker sets it up. Brown now out front. It's Dauphiné, Paula Dauphiné. Humphrey sets it up. Armstrong back across. Varnum pushes it over. Brown sets it up. Back across by Dauphiné. Humphrey, Armstrong, and now Varnum out the back. Too much from Varnum, but good mechanics there, good fundamentals, I guess. I don't know a whole lot about what you're supposed to do in volleyball, but that looked pretty clean to me, you know. Using the right parts of the hands, it was nice set up plays on every single rally there. Another point goes to Nokomis. Paula Dauphiné serving here, number 2, as I mentioned. One of 5 seniors on the Nokomis roster. Serve goes across. Set up by Varnum at the net. Grosick nearly had the block. Wheaton sets it up. Over it goes by Grosick. Now set up by Rice. Humphrey collides with Galinsky. A little bit of a miscommunication. We've seen that quite a few times for both teams, just miscommunications running into each other. As to be expected, first game of the season.
And volleyball is a sport that's very based around the space you have. You have to know where you need to be in your certain position and where everyone else is too. You can't just, it's hard
Yeah,
to
absolutely.
figure out who needs to be where when the ball is hit in a dead spot.
Yeah, that's a great point. And the eyes always being on the ball, it's hard to kind of know your surroundings and where the players around you are. So you see that quite often, players kind of running into their teammates and into their space. Service from Fortin. Just over, takes the flick off the net on the way. Pulls Hampden within 1. I believe this is the first time we've seen Fortin in the games so far tonight. Second serve from her is another good one. Nancy Dauphiné sets it up. Now it's Brown, Walker, and Grosick. Another miscommunication. Didn't know who was going for it. And we are all tied up at 5. So Fortin with back-to-back points. Brown, another good set. Dauphiné saves it. Now Walker across. Set up by Galinsky. Varnum again out the back. Too much power from Varnum. And we're going to try and get a substitution. We'll see if we can get it a little bit more speedy this time. It is. There we go. A little less interaction with the official there. Humphrey comes in. Stillman goes to the bench. Ali Grosick on the serve for Nokomis has had a couple of good runs. Shouldn't have said anything. That one flies into the net. And to serve for Hampden Academy is Christina Rice.
In the previous sets that we watched, I think that's a timeout.
That is a timeout.
Oh, no, that is
No.
not a timeout. Okay.
What? Bro, he made the tee with his hands. That's got to be a timeout. Is it not? They make this way too complicated for
I
a
know.
casual fan to watch.
Well, you also announced a lot of basketball. I saw the travel signal earlier,
Yeah,
and I did not know what it meant, and I was going to make myself sound stupid if I said anything.
and yeah, definitely a sport that is a little more complicated than most people think, especially when you're playing it officially. That one takes a flick off the hand of Wheaton for an ace. And Hampden Academy quietly have taken a 2-point lead here in this third set, 16-8. We'll see if they can surpass that 17-point total that they came to in both of the first two sets. Walker's got to get it across. That's a difficult one. Unable to get solid contact were the Nokomis players. And now Hampden with, I believe, their largest lead of the match at 3 points. Rice sends it over. Brown hits it up. It's got to go across. It does. Grozick, well done there. Humphrey sets it up. Now Armstrong and into the net from Lydia Tracy. Now Melissa Walker with a chance to serve. Walker, that's got a lot of power on it. Too much power on it. Over the back line and out.
At this point, I think Nokomis is just trying to get through their servers until they get back to Abby Brown.
Yeah, no, she has been the go-to scorer. Brown and Dauphiné collide there. But 4-point lead for Hampden Academy, who have looked much better here in this third set. Brown got Nokomis off to a hot start, but since then, no one's been able to string together too many good runs. Here's another good server coming up, though. It's Nancy Dauphiné. She had a nice run of serves in the first set. Go at it here again. This one into the net, so she's unable to replicate that. And now to serve is Tracy.
Now, we are either 3 points away from a game or 13 points away from a game.
Yeah, that's interesting. So Nokomis might be nearing a loss. That one's inbounds. Should be.
It was out of bounds.
Was it?
Yeah.
Definitely looked inbounds.
Yeah, I think so too. And I talked about that in the JV game with Mr. Roach. If it's on the line, then it does count as in. But Nokomis JV players are the line judges, so it could have been a little biased.
Yeah, absolutely. I talked to Grozick about that before the game, and she was telling me how it's always a little bit biased when you have the line judges on your home court. Nokomis chooses to use their junior varsity players to fill that role. Other schools use parents of the volleyball players, but either way, there's going to be some bias no matter whose court
I feel like it would definitely be more biased if the parents are doing it.
Yeah, absolutely. But nice dig there by Donovan.
And this could be game point. We have no idea. We're in the dark up here in the booth, so.
Yeah, I'm going to guess that it is. Varnum with a good serve set up by Donovan. Walker saves it. It goes over the net. Walker once again, that goes over. Donovan, another nice save. Dauphiné hits it across. Set up by Rice. Varnum across by Armstrong. Finds the spot. And I'm going to say by the reaction of those Hampden Academy players, that's the set?
Nope. Well, we figured out. Oh, wait, it was. You were right.
Yes, I was right. You say that again. Looks like. Are we done? I think we're done. We're going to once again apologize for not knowing very many rules here, but I'm going to guess that most people watching there from home are in the same boat as us, where they are not exactly experts.
I feel like it could. Director Matt Brown just said it could be a timeout, and it could be. They started running the clock. Maybe they're just. Maybe the Nokomis coaches were like, "No, we want to win."
I have no idea what's going on here. I'm going to guess it's a timeout because
no one's making any effort to leave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're going to come right back out. I assume they're playing to 25 here in the third set. Both teams come out. Nokomis with Paula Dolphine, Grozick, Walker, Brown, Aaron Bean, and Riley Donovan. The serve will come from Armstrong on the Hampden side. And there goes the whistle. So Armstrong to serve. Sends it over. Bean lost sight of the ball. A little bit of a celebration there from the Broncos.
You see that in volleyball quite a bit, actually. After every point, they seem to huddle up together. I think that's fun.
It's a 7-point lead here for Hampden Academy. Bean lays out for it, doesn't get to it.
Man, I bet you these girls have so many bruises when they're done.
Well, they have a little bit of padding, but yeah, going to the floor that much, yeah, definitely might be a bit painful on the basketball floor. You know, personally, I would probably prefer beach volleyball. Sand gives you a little bit of padding.
A little bit of give to it also.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. Might be a little bit painful out there. Doesn't seem to bother the girls, though.
No.
Both teams laying out. Walker sets it up for Grozick. Varnum to Armstrong and over by Glinsky. Back across by Grozick. Humphreys going for it. Grozick meets Stillman it was, at the net and muscles it back across. And now it's Abby Brown to serve for Nokomis.
This could go very well. This could be the run back for Nokomis, but
that was well set up there, but it's blocked by Grozick, but it went out of bounds off her hand. Not much you can do there if you're Grozick, and that's a tough blow for Nokomis, as now Abby Brown goes one and done from the service. Hampden just 6 points away from winning their first set. Bean, Donovan, over by Grozick, well done. Kind of beamed at Grozick.
That was nice.
Yeah. Tough one there for Grozick, but she's able to just angle it over with both fists and got some power behind it as well. Now it's Paula Dolphine to serve. Nice hit there by Dolphine off the net and over. So this one not over yet. Coleman's trying to mount a little comeback here in the third set. Dolphine's serve. Humphrey hits it up high. Armstrong comes over. Now Varnum, it's going to go out the back. It does. Nearly touched by Bean. But she let it go smartly. A lot of communication there. And a timeout by Hampden as things are starting to slip a little bit. 19-13 now. Nokomis pull within 6 here in the third set. So it is going to be a good third set, I think. But the issue, if you're Nokomis, is Abby Brown has a while to go until she's back up to serve. And that's where the majority of Nokomis' points have come from.
Absolutely. And I think you forgot to introduce us, Ryan. I'm Mia Coots with Ryan Bell.
I sure did. But, it's been a good game. It's been a good set. Nokomis winning the first 2 easily. Here in the third has been a different story. Paula Dolphine still up to serve. Dolphine's serve is another good one. Armstrong's able to save it across by Stillman, but out of bounds.
Paula Dolphine making an excellent run for the Warriors with her serving.
Yeah, that's like her third or fourth, maybe even fifth in a row.
I think we started this at 10, I think.
Humphrey has done well, that libero for Hampden Academy. Bean does well to get it across, but it's sent back. First real play at the net for the Broncos. It was Christina Rice who sent it back.
There he goes with the travel signal again. I wonder what that means.
I'm going to say it's a substitution. Seems like it's a substitution when they come in. You think they could find something unique, you know? No need to steal basketball signals, but Hampden reached the 20-point mark for the first time tonight. 5 points from winning their first set of the night. Grozick tips it over, saved Walker from her knees, nearly got it back, and Varnum with the flex. Hampden Academy excited here. There are quite a few good rallies in a row. Fortin, who had a good run of serves earlier on, does not do the same there. So Nokomis need to be near perfect here to finish this one out.
Ali Grozick, not necessarily the best person up for the job of setter or server. Thank you.
But she's not the worst either. She's
That's
been
true.
solid with her serves tonight. The only thing I would say is you really want her up front rather than the back, and the players in the back are unable to cross that black line, and so she's not going to be able to challenge Varnum at the net.
There's an ace for Ali Grozick.
It is. Another player who has quite a bit of pace on those serves. Makes it difficult for the Hampden players to get a hand on them. But she's going to have a good run of serves here if Nokomis is going to get back into this one. That's another great serve. Saved by Glinsky, but Hampden unable to get it over the net. So Nokomis crawling back into this one. 4-point advantage for the Broncos. Grozick with another serve. Comes across. That one's short. And so Hampden just 3 points away from winning their first set. I believe their first set as a varsity volleyball team. Nokomis already won the first two, so I believe they've won, but that one goes into the net. Puts Nokomis at 18 with Melissa Walker up to serve. Walker, another player, pretty solid with the serves, but you'd also like to see her up front a little bit. Varnum, that's a spike, but Grozick somehow is able to get it off the net, and Nokomis get the point. That's a bit unlucky there if you're Hampden. Varnum sent that back with some pace, took a little bit of a hit off the net, kind of took some power off of it. Grozick was able to get it back across, and Nokomis get the point. Not able to get that one, though. Varnum once again with that power. Now it'll be Hampden's serve, 2 points away from the win, and Varnum is going to be the one to serve. Varnum right to the center. Grozick hits it up. Walker well set. Wheaton to the back. Humphrey's able to save it. Armstrong across and into the net from Glinsky. This one's coming down to the wire. Dwindled down to a 3-point lead for Hampden with Riley Donovan serving.
Ryan, do you know what class Nokomis is?
Class B for volleyball.
Class B for volleyball.
And so I don't know about Hampden, but I would assume they'd fit into that Class B pool, although we won't be having any kind of official scoring this season with COVID restraints and so on. But that will do it, and so Hampden Academy win their first set. I believe their first set win as a varsity team, and that will conclude the match, if I'm not mistaken.
And the Warriors win 2-1.
They sure do. So quick recap, Nokomis wins the first set 25-17. Abby Brown with a great run of serves in that one. Likewise in the second set, it was again 25-17. And then the third set, Hampden Academy came out and were able to reverse that and win 25-20.
Oh my god, I think it is. Best out of 5.
Oh my gosh. I think they're doing a set of 5.
I think so.
Is it? Maybe a little intermission here. We got 2 minutes and 20 seconds on the clock. Both teams still out here.
Ryan, I think we're good for 2 more.
Wow.
Oh, well, that's why they kept going.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah, I guess that's why they didn't leave after the second.
So we apologize for not knowing, well, just about any of the rules here.
That's true. I mean,
But thank you for bearing with us. So it looks as though we're going to be playing a best of 5. Both teams still out on the floor. So Hampden Academy wins the third set to avoid a 3-0 loss. But Nokomis won the first, so it is 2-1 at the moment. And we are about 1:26 seconds away from starting the fourth set of volleyball here from Nokomis. Once again, thank you for bearing with us. But this is our first ever broadcast of Nokomis Warrior Volleyball. And so we'll be live streaming all the home games here for your Lady Warriors. We'll take a look at our sponsors, possibly, in a minute. If Mr. Brown can get it together. There we go. Casa Cattle, 207-249-2191, 141 Nokomis Road, Corinna, Maine. And then Palmyra Golf Course and Campground, 147 Lang Hill Road, Palmyra, 207-938-4947. Thank you for sponsoring Nokomis Warrior Broadcasting. We are just about ready to go for the fourth set of volleyball action. A lot of substitutions here. Autumn Chabot comes in for the first time for Nokomis. Abby Brown remains out there. Mia Gilly alongside Paula Dolphine, Wheaton, and number 12 for Nokomis,
Julie Vance.
Vance, a setter. She'll start off in the back. Referee making sure Nokomis is all set here. Hampden haven't done quite as much subbing as Nokomis have. They've kept with their core there of Armstrong, Varnum, Rice, Stillman, and Glinski, as well as Humphrey playing the libero. Service coming to open up the fourth set by Katie Armstrong. Goes into the net. And Nokomis hop out to a 1-0 lead. And up to serve is Abby Brown.
That is exactly how you want to start off the game if you're Nokomis.
Only got up to serve once in that last match. Hampden were able to return her first serve. But that goes for a Nokomis point. And Brown gets Nokomis out to a 2-0 lead. One of those jump serves flicks off the wrist of Humphrey.
And that would be another ace.
Absolutely. So 3-0 now Nokomis, getting back into their groove after a tough third set. Brown smacks it across. Rice hits it up well. Armstrong, now it's Varnum who gets it back across. Wheaton sets it up. Now it's Brown herself and Gilly to put it across. Up by Armstrong. Now Rice and Varnum. Gilly. Brown. Gilly again over. Varnum lays out for it. Armstrong. Glinski across. Brown sets it up. Gilly. And now Dolphine smacks it. Varnum gets her fingers to it. Humphrey saves it. Laying out into the pole was Armstrong.
Wow, what a rally just then. That was excellent layouts from both teams.
And Armstrong a little bit shaken up after that one. It is a good thing that they put those
padding on
padding.
that.
Yeah, they put the padding around the pole there. She went head first into the pole trying to get to that ball. Looks like she's going to be okay. Bit painful there. But like you said, an excellent rally. And that means that Abby Brown gets to serve again. Varnum sets it up nicely. Over, but out of bounds by Armstrong. So it's 5-0 Nokomis, and that forces a Hampden Academy timeout.
Hey, you were right. It was the T. I wonder
was.
why. What?
Yeah, last time they used the T. The hand signals, I swear they just put them up to look cool or something. 'Cause it's a different one every time. But
Right, I think we're going to have to do some research on what they mean.
Yeah, I think so too. Maybe I'll go down and ask him after the game because I'm lost. I'm not going to lie. But it's been a good start to the match for Nokomis. Abby Brown with 4 straight serves after the opening serve from Hampden Academy goes into the net. And so they race out to a 5-0 lead before a timeout called by Hampden Academy head coach. Once again, Hampden Academy head coach Brittany Lehman, former UMaine volleyball player. And you can probably tell from the height that she has. So Nokomis come back out. Same players on the floor. Same server.
Yeah,
Abby
that
Brown.
is definitely the big one for Nokomis today.
For sure. That one goes to the back. Varnum sets it up. Armstrong into the net again. 6-0 Nokomis. Abby Brown sends it across. Varnum can't even touch that one. That's an ace. 7-0.
If you're Hampden, you're trying just to win one of these rallies to get Abby Brown out of there, just not even having to worry about it.
Well, they played well after Brown was out of the stopped serving. And they won that second set, and they're able to get it back there. And honestly, I think the Broncos are more excited when Brown loses the serve than they are when they score a point themselves.
That is a very true statement.
Vance sets it up. Brown unable to get to it. And so Hampden Academy with 2 consecutive points. And they don't get 2 consecutive points. As Nokomis get the serve back. Point is chalked off and chalked up for Nokomis, who now lead 8-1. And now Paula Dolphin to serve. Another player with a solid serve, and she gets an ace right there. Galinsky unable to get it up. So it's 9-1 now. Paula Dolphine, that is quite the duo to have Brown serve, obviously the star server, but then have Paula Dolphine coming in right behind her. Another player with some fiery serves going across the net. Dolphine sets it up. Gilly, well done there. Chabot gets it over. Varnum sets it up. Armstrong, Varnum again. That might have been going out of bounds. Vance saves it. It goes over the net, tipped across. Chabot gets a finger on it, but unable to lift it over the net. And so Rice with the last touch on it from the Hampden side, and they will make some substitutions. Humphrey goes out. So no libero now for Hampden Academy, but Brooklyn Fortin gets in. Player that had a good run of serves in the second set, or third set, I should say. And there's another good one. Finds the gap right in front of Chabot, who's unable to cross that black line to get to it. And once again, Chabot unable to get to it. So Fortin starting to pull this one back for the Broncos. Still trailing 9-4. Fortin smacks that one into the ground. And Nokomis are the first to break 10. And right back into the game comes Stillman. And Fortin goes out after serving. So maybe a little bit of a strategic change there to get Fortin in for the serve and then send it right back to the bench to have your libero in on the defensive side of things when Nokomis are serving. That's a great serve by Gilly to put Nokomis back on the score sheet, 11-4 now. Gilly, a little bit of air underneath that one. Armstrong sets it up for Varnum, finds the gap, and it's now 11-5. To serve now, it will be Christina Rice.
Something interesting I picked up on as you were talking about the libero is that Nokomis does not seem to have one. They just...
Yeah, so I was talking to Grozik about that one as well. And so Nokomis, a team that just doesn't run with a libero on their team, regardless JV varsity. And from what I understand of it, the libero is kind of a defensive specialist in there to return the serves. But Nokomis have a different kind of rotation where they don't use one of those players. And so that's why you see the Hampden Academy player wearing the blue shirt instead of the traditional white with the rest of the team.
Lydia Tracy getting nailed with a serve in the back of the head on the last play. Knocks it over for a point there.
Wheaton sends that one right back off the serve. Point Nokomis. Oh, a little bit of convergence here between the officials. As I understand it, you're not allowed to spike it off the serve, so I'm not sure. This might be a Hampden Academy point after the referees' conference. It stays Nokomis.
I think the rule is that you are allowed to block it, but you're not allowed to spike it. So it may have just been a conversation of whether or not it was a block or a spike. And now the referee is talking to a player.
Yeah, Lehman also had a word with the far side official. But it does go Nokomis' way. So I'm not entirely sure. I don't know the rules officially, and I have a bit of a bias, but I think that naturally, but I think that probably should have gone Hampden's way. I'm no expert, but I think you're not allowed to block it off the serve. Who knows? I could be wrong. 13-6 now. That's tipped over, but into the net. Yeah, Wheaton ran into the net, and so Hampden get the ball back and the serve back with Tracy. 13-7 now. Stillman comes in. Out goes Humphrey. Now that it's a Hampden serve. And for Nokomis, Nancy Dauphiné finds her way back into the game in exchange for Chabot. Ali Grozik on the bench for Nokomis. Getting a break after playing the entirety of the first two sets. Nokomis might want to throw her back in there soon with 13-8 as the score here in the fourth set. Sent across, hit up by Gilly. Wheaton back over. Varnum sets it up. Hit across. That looked like a possible carry. Doesn't matter as Gilly hits it back. Armstrong, now it's Varnum with a long serve. Finds its way onto the line of this near side. And Hampden mounting a comeback. New ball.
Oh,
here.
we're switching out the ball. I thought we were going to have to learn a new signal.
No, that was I don't know if that's an official signal or what, but
I don't know. Maybe that's just a COVID thing.
Ball change.
With the regulations.
Yeah.
Sanitation type thing.
Either way, it's Tracy once again to serve it.
Who knows? Not us. We don't know.
Yeah, we don't know much. That goes across. That is an ace. I do know that. And so Tracy finds the gap and pulls Hampden within 3. Ball goes back. Tracy is going to get another shot at it. Tracy throws it up and over. Dauphiné sets it. Vance across by Wheaton to the back. Off kind of the forearm there of Tracy. There's a bit of a poor setup. And so Nokomis get the serve back, leading by 4. And it'll be Wheaton to serve it, but
only one more rotation.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. Following Wheaton, Abby Brown will be able to get back in and serve. Wheaton's serve is a good one there. A lot of power behind that, and that will go down as an ace. 15-10. Nokomis lead. A lot of power behind that one.
That thing was smoking.
Yeah.
And it always comes up and it looks slower on the camera, but I promise you that thing was going.
Yeah, absolutely. And so another one here. And that one unable to find its way over the net. Big group of substitutions here. Walker, Bean, and Grozick are going to have to wait until the next serve, it looks like, with the exception of Bean. So Bean will, oh, no, they're going to have to go one at a time, maybe?
Yeah, that's how these substitutions work. They have to line up like crisscross from each other, and then he does the swoop motion, and they switch out.
Well, Bean's going to have to do it again.
What? I'm genuinely confused of why it has to be so official.
It doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
Like they saw Aaron Bean go in, and they just had to make her like come back. Like, what's the deal with that?
It's pretty clear from here who's
I
going
don't
in.
know.
Varnum sends it across. Varnum has stole the show on the Hampden side of things. Some powerful strikes. There's another one right there. So now Armstrong sets up. It's it out of bounds. Point goes to Nokomis. And now Abby Brown in the service. The service box is a box, I guess, behind the service line, you could say.
Don't ask me.
Well, she's going to be serving.
Right? Yeah.
From
Regardless,
behind
she
the
will
line.
be serving.
Yes. So Abby Brown to serve, Grozick back into the game, and this is the power lineup.
This is the ideal lineup you want. This will be fun for sure.
Brown sends it across. Varnum sets it up nicely. Armstrong, again, is Varnum over the net. Dauphiné, Grozick over the net off the fingertips of Stillman and down to the floor. 17-12 now.
If you're Hampden, you are just holding your breath, hoping that something goes your way with the serve.
This one goes over. Varnum hits it out of bounds. 18-12 now. Nokomis 7 points shy of victory in their opening night matchup against the Hampden Academy Broncos. That one goes across. Varnum does well to even get her fingers on it, but it goes into the net. So much power. Timeout to Hampden Academy. And I don't even know how many timeouts they get, but they've had to call a couple here just in this set because Brown has gone on some serving tangents. And we would like to thank our sponsors. Start off with Nor'easter Game Calls.
I think we gotta wait for it to come up on the screen first.
Well, yeah,
but
we'll see it in just a minute. There we go.
There we go.
Nor'easter Game Calls. Go to nor'easterngamecalls.com. Also on Facebook and Instagram. Get them in close. Also like to thank A.E. Robinson Oil Company, 60 Newport Road, Corinna, 278-4626. Thank you for sponsoring Nokomis Warrior Broadcasting. And so we are about 15 seconds from getting back underway here in the fourth set. Nokomis leading 2-1 with a chance to put this one to bed. 6 points shy of winning. Abby Brown to serve. Brown sends that one across. A little less pace on it. Humphrey's able to get it up. And that looked like it was pushed across, maybe even caught by Armstrong. No call there. Grozick at the net. Walker saves it. It's tipped up. Nearly hit the official. Nokomis unable to return that. A little bit unlucky.
And Ryan, I think that you were on point once again with the fact that Hampden Academy is more excited that Abby Brown is out of serving than they are, than they just got the point.
Yeah, for sure. And now it's Glinski. Gilly. It's got to go over. Does with Grozick. Well done. Varnum hit up by Bean. Nice setup by Bean. That's got to go over. It does. Great hit there.
Oh,
nearly had it
so
again.
hard. That's such a tricky play, but an excellent job by both sides.
Yeah, Hampden not going away quietly. Linsky smacks that one across. Grozik, that's on the line. And it is, so it's a Nokomis point. Now just 5 points away from winning this fourth set. Serving now, another good server, like I mentioned, Paula Dolphine. This is the power lineup for Nokomis. Dolphine twins, Grozik, Walker, and of course Abby Brown. Dolphine with a good serve. Humphrey, got to go across, it does. Armstrong, and that goes off of the arm of Paula Dolphine. Service back with Hampden.
Saw the substitution. Figured out that it means substitution.
We did. And so it's Fortin coming in to serve. We've seen this throughout the match. Stillman doesn't serve. We see Fortin come in for the purpose of serving, I believe, in exchange for Hannah Stillman.
It's a smart strategy. If you have someone that's incredibly good and then you have a libero like the Hampden Academy does, then you have the option of doing that. And then see, she goes right back out.
And it's going to be Grozik to serve, who's had a phenomenal night serving as well. First 2 sets was incredible up at the net as well. And she's going to be 4 points away as she steps up to try and win this one for the Warriors. And that one goes into the net. Unlucky there if you're Grozik. And 16 points on the board now for Hampden, with Christina Rice doing the serving. Rice hits it across. It's a good serve. Grozik hits it up high. Brown, and now Wheaton gets it across. Well done there. Set up and back across. Grozik immediately back and now up and pushed over. Grozik, that's well set up by Nokomis. Wheaton gets a good hit to it, and Wheaton's strike goes off the hands of Humphrey to put Nokomis at 22 points. Now Melissa Walker stepping up. This has been a good rotation of servers for Nokomis. Walker with a good, powerful serve is set up and back across, but into the net by Tracy. 2 points shy now, 23-16. Walker hits that one into the net. 23-17. And Varnum to serve for Nokomis, or for Hampden. Varnum across. Grozik hits it up. Wheaton's got a chance to hit that one down. Armstrong hits it up high. It's got to go across. Varnum steals it away from Tracy. Set up well. Dauphine across. Swings it over. Set up now. Varnum back. Out of bounds. Nokomis a point away from winning here on opening night at home against the Hampden Academy Broncos. And they have a chance to do it by the exact same score as they won the first 2 sets. If they can get the point here with Paula Dolphine. Or
That'd
Nancy.
be pretty cool,
That's
to be
Nancy
honest.
Dolphine. Yeah, it's kind of interesting how they've won 2 sets and possibly a third set by the exact score of 24, will be 25-17. Dauphine, match point here to win it for Nokomis. And she hits it into the net. A little bit anticlimactic there, but Nokomis can still win if Tracy's unable to get a good serve on this one. Quick substitution. Stillman comes in up front.
Now that's strange. Why didn't they do the special ritual?
Yeah, she was able to get in quickly. I don't even know. I'm not even going to question it. Set up Brown. That's got to go across. It's going to be a tough one, and it doesn't. So it's 19 now to 24. I guess I did. But so another serve for Tracy. A lot of pressure on here. And the pressure gets to her as Nokomis win on a poor serve by Tracy. And that is the match, I believe. Teams line up, and that is, we are sure this time, that is the final set. Nokomis win on opening night. They win in 4 sets, 3-1. 25-19 is the score here to the fourth set, and so Nokomis open up with a win. They'll go to 1-0. Hampden Academy's first game as a varsity volleyball team is a loss. They were able to win one set, though, so very impressive. Good credit to both teams. And that is going to be all from us here at Nokomis Warrior Broadcasting. Thank you for tuning in to our first ever presentation of Nokomis Warrior Volleyball.